Senator Whelan.
Thanks so much, Cathaoirleach. I would like to thank all our colleagues for the contributions they've made here this evening. I think it's after being a very wide-ranging and robust and honest debate. I think that's important for the Minister to hear. We're also very fortunate here in the Senate, and it's one of its strengths, that the vocational skills and expertise of the Senate come to the fore at a time like this. We're very lucky to have someone like Laura Osmorocou, Senator here, who heads up Kyoto, it's one of our finest institutions, and Senator Fiach McAneil, who is the head of another pillar of our cultural institutions, the Abbey Theatre. And, also, we can see also, I'm always love when Senator Clardig and Senator O'Donnell contribute as Gaeilge, another cornerstone of our heritage and our culture. And again, the contribution from Senator Susan O'Keefe in regard to the Yates programme and how fantastic that is. And that's, but like no one has, we've said it, no one has a monopoly here or an absolute ownership of the arts and heritage and our cultural legacy. It is wide-ranging and it goes down right, oh gloon go gloon, into every household in the country, and it is the ownership of all our citizens. Minister, the nature of the debate was, by its very essence, it had to be broad-ranging and expansive. Due to your remit itself, it covers such a spectrum, from bogs to books and everything in between. It's impossible to single out, and every single cultural institution deserves high praise and deserves as much resources as we can afford. But it's impossible in a space like this. And I did at the outset explain that the idea for the motion, the genesis of the motion, came from Senator Dennis Landy, whose primary concern was the National Library and the National Archive. And he was so disturbed regarding what he saw, he moved the motion, and it was I who asked him to expand it and to open it out a bit. But you could never, capture it all in the motion itself. But as we speak, it does give us the opportunity to open up on it. And as I said, I want to put on the record, Senator Landy is unavoidably absent today. And it wasn't to bring you in here to praise you, Minister, and you know that. It was to respectfully challenge you to address the draconian cuts within the sector of the arts, culture and heritage. We're all aware of it. And this needs to be done as urgently as possible. We're not here to pretend that everything is fine. We have a situation where currently only 1% of the National Library collection is adequately conserved and protected. And it's operating with 10 staff. And they cannot reach on all the demands that are imposed upon them with this level of staffing. And so, we could go down through any institution and to say the same. I was delighted, Minister, that you spent so much time in your comprehensive address to the House on the issue of the biodiversity and habitats, which is a whole other contrasting side to your brief and your remit, because this is one which is very near and dear to my own heart. And I will hold you to coming back to me, Minister, with regard to the Habitats Directive, the responsibility and role that you and your department have in that. And I don't know if I want to put the burden of the future of the freshwater peril mussel in your hands solely, but I do want to think that this species and others, that we don't have to find ourselves that the only place we can find to see them will be in museums. It is important that we put as much emphasis on our natural heritage and our natural heritage resource and our habitats and our species and our wildlife as much as we do on our built heritage and our cultural heritage, all which are well recorded in song and verse and stage and screen. And so, Minister, again, I'd like just to finish up by thanking all our colleagues for making a contribution and you for taking the motion in the spirit it was intended and to address it in such a thorough fashion. And we will continue to challenge you, Minister, and the Government to restore the funding and the resourcing of all the areas that do fall into the remit, the important remit that is covered by your expansive range of responsibilities within your portfolio across arts, culture and heritage. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Senator.